In studio with me tonight is Theresa Pollick from ODOT, and summer's wrapping up, but construction is not, although maybe a project or two is wrapping up. What can you tell us about something that's going to be done?
Yeah, we're seeing things slowly come to an end, although we tend to use all the time we can during the construction season. The good news is the DeSalle Bridge, if you travel into downtown or coming out of downtown, you're familiar with the bridge over the Maumee River. That has been under construction for almost the past 2 years, at least 2 construction seasons, and we're beginning to see the lane restrictions and ramp restrictions being taken down. And in fact, by tomorrow morning, we should have some of those ramps open up going northbound, so that means all of the ramps involved with that project that were closed are now going to be open, so that's very good news for everybody traveling.
Very good news, yes. Okay, well, you have many other places where major projects are going on, which, you know, is a good news for the future and good news for jobs, but not so good for drivers in the meantime. But
yeah, you often have to, a lot of people look at construction as headache, but us at ODOT, we look at it as something that's very prosperous, very good, and something that's great for, you know, everybody involved once the project is done. However, while it's still going on, still a lot of headache. And in fact, we're seeing a lot of construction tie-ups with the Salisbury-Dussel project, especially in the Briarfield and Arrowhead intersections. That's something that we're going to have to be dealing with for the next couple of weeks, unfortunately. So we want everybody to kind of, you know, just have that reminder in their head if they're going to be traveling near Salisbury and Dussel. We also have continuing work on I-475, of course, the big mega project out there, and those lane restrictions will continue to be in place throughout the fall. And then we're also going to see them in place throughout the winter.
Okay.
So we're going to be closely watching that zone as we have been, as it is a major construction project. It's one of the biggest ones we have right now in our district. But once it's done, it's going to bring a lot of great things to the central Toledo area.
Okay, so we can't expect to see the barriers go away on 475.
No.
We're going to have to drive through ice and snow with those lane restrictions.
Yeah, it took us 2 weeks to install those lane restrictions, and it's not an easy task. And plus, motorists tend to get used to lane restrictions, so we want to keep them in that pattern. And once we start changing things around, that's when we begin to see, you know, people not used to that. They kind of panic, and we don't want that to happen. So we'd like to keep those zones in place for the safety of not only our workers, but the safety as a traveling public as well.
Okay, let's talk about the Anthony Wayne Trail.
That is a big one.
Yes.
We have work going on there right now, and it's going to continue through October. However, right now we are seeing things, you'll still be able to move downtown. However, if you're going into downtown, heading onto northbound I-75, within the next few weeks, you're not going to be able to do that anymore as we finish up working close to that ramp. So we're going to have that ramp actually close, and we're going to try to limit the amount of time for the closure to under 30 days. But that is going to be a big closure that we're still working on. We're also going to see another project coming up on the interstate system in repairing some of the bridge decks across the area. Of course, potholes are not any of our friends, so we want to take care of them before the winter season hits. So we're going to be taking care of a number of bridges and overpasses on the interstate system, which will require some lane closures. So that'll be big news for everybody out there. We're wrapping up a lot of things, but we got to take care of a lot of things too before the winter season starts. So. And
before we go, remind us of the website where we can get updated information about construction.
Yeah, all of our construction information is available on buckeyetraffic.org, and you can go there for not only construction information here in Northwest Ohio, but across the entire state. And it's a great website if you haven't been there for the winter. I'll be talking about it as we are planning for ice and snow already, believe it or not. We've got a lot of things coming up there. You can check that website. It's great for construction and weather information as well. So stay tuned for more on the upcoming winter season. We're getting ready.
Thank you, Theresa Pollick from
welcome.
ODOT. That is tonight's Talk Back.